My friends, I am excited to be here at Moriah Chapel in Wales, where I've wanted to come for a long time, because here is where the Welsh Revival, the very famous great Welsh Revival, started from. It was inside this chapel, Moriah Chapel, where Evan Roberts, with a small group of people, began to pray, and they began to seek God's face. They began to ask God to bend them to His will. After that, God poured out an amazing move that affected the rest of the world. Not only was the nation of Wales changed from the political arena to the economic arena to literally everything, sports, every area of life was affected by the move of God that took place here. It was out of the Welsh Revival, which started here at Moriah Chapel. You can see this statue behind me. That's a statue of an image that has been dedicated to Evan Roberts, and his tombstone is just at the back of this chapel, which at the moment is closed up because of COVID and all these things going on in the world. But just an incredible time that happened in 1904. From 1904 to 1906, 1907, the power of God touched this place, and it spread out to the rest of the nation. Not only did it touch all of Wales, but it affected a great revival which happened across the Atlantic in Los Angeles, California, called the Azusa Street Revival, that was led by Brother William Seymour, an amazing black young man who sought God's face and received the baptism of the Holy Ghost at a time when, as a matter of fact, his kind, or his people that basically looked like him, were actually not allowed at the time to participate in certain events, including classes. And so when he went to try to learn about the Bible in Bible school, he had to sit on the outside through a hall to learn about the power of the Holy Ghost. And even though he was not inside the building or inside the actual place where they were teaching the Bible and the Holy Ghost, God visited him and touched him, and he was at the heart of the Azusa Street Revival. But it all started right here with the Welsh Revival at Moriah Chapel. And I'm just so excited. And I want to encourage you that there is a great move of God that is coming to the earth. And these men and women of God that experienced this revival over 100 years ago had prophesied, including Evan Roberts. Smith Wigglesworth had also talked about this. His house sits where he used to live, sits about 15 minutes away from where our church is, Grace Church Global. But the power of God is about to visit the earth yet again. And so I want to encourage you, wherever you are watching us from, listen, the power of God is going to visit the earth yet again. The same God who transformed hundreds of thousands of lives, the same God who healed so many people, the same God who transformed lives all over the world, beginning right here at Moriah Chapel, is about to visit the earth yet again before the culmination of the ages. Therefore, I encourage you to get ready. And if you're not born again, you need to get your affairs right and get yourself in order with God and get reconciled with God. It is a very simple thing to do. Just give your life to Christ and become a child of God. You have nothing to lose. But I'm excited. I want to encourage the Christians out there to just hold on to your faith. And sometimes I know that times get hard, but God's got your back. And what He said, He will bring to pass. He's not a man that He should lie. I believe there is a revival about to visit the earth. I know COVID has ravaged the earth and disturbed us, but we thank God that at the end of this pandemic is the great move of God that is about to visit us. And we are ready and we are excited. And I couldn't be in Wales without coming to see the place where Evan Roberts prayed with his friends. Bend us, oh God, bend us. And God visited them and touched them and transformed an entire nation. Not only did He transform an entire nation, but the whole world was transformed. As a matter of fact, the Pentecostal movement traces its revival and its beginnings and its genesis from the revival that happened here in the nation of Wales. And it all started in this chapel right here, Moriah Chapel, here in Wales. I can't pronounce the little town's name, Longno or something like that. But Welsh words are not exactly easy to pronounce. But I'll just say it's in Swansea, okay? And it's in Wales. And it's right here where we are standing outside of the chapel, where the power of God was poured out and God began to do amazing things. Love you guys. Appreciate you wherever you have joined us from in the world. And this is just a call to pray. To say at the heart of this revival wasn't the greatest preaching. It wasn't there wasn't any great orators that stood up to preach the Bible. No. It was people that sought God's face, people that decided to pray to God and seek God's face and humble themselves before God. It was a revival that was fueled by prayer and just worship. a little bit of preaching here and there. You don't find many sermons that even Roberts preached here, but you find that they prayed and they sought God's face. And so don't be so impressed with all the theatrics and all the great orators of our time, but go after God and seek God's face, and your life will never be the same again. God bless you. Love you guys. Ciao.